Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. You are watching week 3 of the Overwatch 2 Premier Spring Season. Today we are going to be having Northwestern High School versus Fairmont High School. I'm OP Nees, but your casters for today are going to be Carter and I'm not sure. Take us in, guys.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. So excited to bring you guys into this one here on our week number 3, as it looks like right now both teams preparing to attack, and I'm not sure if you just kind of want to walk me through what you're seeing here with these hero hovers so far.
Well, I mean, we haven't seen a lot of these two teams. It's still really early on into the season, and Nepal is just a very interesting map. There's a lot of different ways you can play it, especially on this sub map here. A lot of close quarters, but you can also play a lot of poke. You're seeing that with the Rom pick. You're seeing that with the Lucio, Moira, May on the side of Northwestern. And then Fairmont, you're seeing a lot of that same energy with that Genji Junkrat. So I think this is going to be a very interesting competition.
Yeah, here is already Firmer Moss kind of charging onto this high ground. Gonna really set it up there for the likes of Fairmont, but Northwestern is gonna play towards that point. They have the Juno though, drop it a little bit low. During set, they're gonna be in a bit of trouble, gonna have to fly away, and already a great use of the high ground coming out by Fairmont, but they're gonna have to drop down into this Northwestern team, but it looks like they were just ready for that, as Relay's gonna get a pick to start things off, as it looks like Fairmont just comes out on top on this one, taking the point first, gonna get that start on the cap, and a great start right there, as you were talking about, playing through that high ground rotation and just really taking presence on this map.
Very good teamwork on that Fairmont side. You see that Reaper following up and following through, getting that pick, and just overall a great play on both sides.
Ooh, but it looks like that hook right there by Rusty Banana is going to find its target. Firmer Moss going to be healed up, though, just in time, as it looks like it might be time to put the punch back on the Northwestern, as Marmar shows and PMS going to get 2 picks, and that is going to turn this into a 4v6. Northwestern, they're trying to get some damage, trying to build those ultimates, but they're going to be in a little trouble now playing through this gateway, as at any moment Fairmont can choose to pounce, and this might be it, though. I don't know if that's the hook you want to go for, as that is a strong Firmer Moss going to be able to take down Rusty Banana here. And backing up Fairmont, while they did have some room to play, they don't want to overextend themselves, and they just want to keep building this capture percent.
This is such a brilliant team comp that Fairmont is working with that May and then that Rom to follow up on those walls. Junkrat a little overzealous there. Once the 1v5 is not successful with it, but very brilliant team comp on the side of Fairmont.
Yeah, here as we see Fairmont having a lot of those ultimates ready, might look to deploy them here, as it looks like the Rento on the Genji going to get into the backline, but not really going to have a team there for support. Going to be taken down by PMS, as now this is Fairmont's sign to charge forward. There comes the May wall, cutting off Rusty Banana from the healers. The hog healing's not enough, and there's the Blizzard by PMS, as it looks like Packus Swaggy's going to get one back, but it's not going to be enough as the cleanup comes out from the likes of Fairmont, and they're already on 85% looking to take this first round.
And this Northwestern team just did not put up much of a fight. Hardly any, I don't think any ults were popped there. And, you know, this Roadhog just got it on, but they really stood no chance with that Rom May. It is such a perfect counter to what Northwestern is trying to do. You can't do much when you have an oppressive May that is shutting down your every single move.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen May Reaper and Overwatch since the beginning of time, really, here. And it looks like Fairmont using it to its fullest. Like you said, you can see those May walls. Always able to find Rusty Banana just a little bit too far ahead in that first round. See if they'll be able to do that here. Now, coming into this next map, do you see any switch-ups or anything you're looking to see out of these teams?
Well, Rusty Banana is switching up a little bit here. He was on that Roadhog. And it's very interesting to me that he's trying to play Sig, going a little bit more poke with the rest of his team, but this Nepal submap is kind of notorious for Roadhog hooks, Lucio boops, so it's interesting that he wants to switch it up. I'm not opposed, but I just wouldn't have expected it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, see if the Sigma swap is going to work out and pan what they want. Here's the two teams facing off across the Sanctum pit here. and they are going to be firing a bit back and forth. It looks like, though, they want to fight in this room as Fairmont on the charge once again, going to be able to find Duran Seth and Rusty Banana there on the wrong side of the May wall. Well, the wrong side if you're Northwestern, but that was the right side for Fairmont as they were able to pick up everyone except the poor Junkrat, who's going to try and hide out on the ledge there. See if maybe that could turn into a flank or something. But yeah, already starting off just like last round, we had PMS with that May wall here. Looks like Pakiswag, he's going to be found out and taken down. An unfortunate stagger for Northwestern.
You know, if you're that Junkrat right there, you gotta either die quickly, you know, just so you can get back with your team. That was a horrendous stagger, and you don't like seeing that.
Yeah, it's right there. The May wall just comes out in time once again as Relay is now queued up to finish them off, and PMS on this May just sees a door and puts a wall right in front of it here. It is the tried and true so far as Fairmont already ticking up to 33% here. What does Northwestern have to do to get through this?
Northwestern, they have to switch up their team comp. This poke is not working when Fairmont has such oppressive heroes. Fairmont is
Caught off though.
Northwestern's doing no damage.
Caught off though once again. The likes of Fairmont. See, what I saw there was Relay 55 hiding in that corner, and I was getting myself ready for the Q button press, but didn't quite have it ready yet there, as PMS is going to take down Rento, and just playing around this door so well, and it's just so suffocating Northwestern. They just walked out of their spawn, and they're already taking all this damage, and there's Relay doing the Reaper thing.
Yeah, you're seeing Relay just sitting there waiting, about to get his ult online, waiting for something massive.
Nifty, though, gonna find two with the Coalescence already, and they're just out in the open inside Northwestern's spawn as it hits 80% right here. And Northwestern, they gotta try and find something to make of this. Rento goes in, but it's just not quite enough as Relay finds him. Fibermoss finds Rusty Banana as the TP Beyblade just to make sure they can't touch the point. Fairmont gonna throw down that Blizzard. PMS on this May. Gonna just hold them off with the walls as the point slowly ticks by, and that's control map number 1 over to the likes of Fairmont.
What happened to that signal out there? I didn't even see it get popped, but I just saw that it was at 0%. What happened? If you're Northwestern, you need to start building up your ults. That's one of the ways you're gonna win this. Fairmont is playing so dominantly and so just oppressively. So you need to build up your ults fast, especially if you're going to go poke. That's one of the big things with poke. Building up those ults and working off of that. I would love to see Northwestern switch it up a little bit here, but that Rom, that May, that Reaper, that Moira, even that Lucio on Fairmont's side is just so oppressive and is just being mean to Northwestern.
Well, everybody, thank you. We're going to take a quick break as we are going to have the next map get picked by Northwestern. Don't go anywhere. This is Esports Ohio.
again.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esports Ohio Week 3. This is Overwatch 2 Premier Spring Season. We just saw Northwestern High School and Fairmont High School duke it out on the first map, Nepal. We're going to see Fairmont was able to take the lead in a 2-0 fashion. Now we're going to be on to Hollywood at the start of this map. Carter, what is your thoughts on this map?
Well, I mean, you know, it's Hollywood. You gotta love being in Hollywood, but being a hybrid map, you do start off with that cap into the escort, and especially with a lot of the changes Overwatch has kind of been pushing, they've, you know, released Hazard. You've seen some buffs kind of thrown Winston's way. I really like the idea of, you know, dive, that aggression on this first map, but looking at these teams play, honestly, I'm expecting to see more of the Reaper May, but it looks like coming out from these hovers, that might be a little bit different. I'm not sure if you want to think what you were kind of seeing there.
I mean, let's be real here. Hollywood is home of spam characters. You see a lot of Torbs, you see a lot of Junkrats, and just these characters that you can just press left click and look at one spot and then you kind of win. And we saw Junkrats from both sides at one point. So I do heavily expect that both sides, at least defense, will try out that Junkrat. Was I right? So you do see Packius Wacky once again going that Junkrat, that Ash on the side of Fairmont. So yeah, this is kind of what you expect to see on Hollywood. The Genji, I don't know if I'm a big fan of. Dive on this first point is so difficult just because it's very easy to get cornered out and isolated. So we're going to see how they can work around that and if they can, you know, be successful.
Yeah, and opting for the Malga tank pick here. Hey, definitely one that's been around a lot. I always love to see it. A fun one to cast for sure.
I love Maga 1v1s. It's so fun to watch. I'll tell you that.
As it looks like
better.
True. A battle of patience is what that boils down to in the cooldown department. As the trades start off, as it looks like they're on the side of Northwestern here, starting on the attack, but they're gonna play this one with that same kind of poke mentality they brought in that first round. And as you said, though, kind of having the Genji going to make that a little bit difficult, as the likes of Ash and Hanzo are going to win out on that one. And talking about being separated, Northwestern definitely understands and is a little scared of that. They're afraid pushing forward here, they might get separated, looking for the right time. That sleep just going to go a little bit wide, as though it looks like Relay is going to be able to snipe off Packius there. As it looks like Relay finds another on Arento, as this Ash is just completely unleashed, and Northwestern stepping forward, but now might not be the time, as you're already down 2 DPS, and Relay has dropped down, trying to finish off the last few members of Northwestern here. Gonna go melee range on this Ash. Might be punished for it, but has great supports to back him up. Gonna be able to get right out of that one, as the respawns have finally come in for Northwestern, but it's not enough, as Relay finds Ubermed and is going to take them down. Gonna go ahead and fire that one there, as Fairmont standing firm as the Maga, just holding so much space.
I love that you brought up the supports there, because that's exactly what that was. The unsung heroes of Overwatch, and they just did a phenomenal job there, and I wouldn't be surprised if the supports are going to carry here.
Yeah, as Duran set though, gonna get an anti, not gonna be able to be supported. Relay finishes him off with a headshot there. PMS found Packius Watch on the Tracer with the Hanzo, and now it looks like Fairmont is just gonna be able to charge right forward and finish off Rusty Banana there on the Moira, as a change in roles coming out from Northwestern there. Duran Seth on the tank, and Rusty Banana swapping over to support, but looks like once again Fairmont, they have 4, almost 5 ultimates, but there goes the Dragon just to get some space. The anti-Maga is going to try and charge forward. Not going to be able to even make it to point. Running back to the healers. Fairmont though going to find Ubermed once again, and it looks like just the ult economy is so far in Northwestern's favor that even when Northwestern uses just one, Fairmont just has so many ultimates, they're just going to deploy them, and Fairmont's going to take down Duran Seth. PMS is just already sniping on the spawn there.
If you're Fairmont here, you just used a lot of your ults and very clean shots. as that reaction came out. You need to try switching it up before it's too late here. You used all of your ults. There's no reason staying on your heroes. You are starting to see that a little bit.
Yeah, but Relay just being the DPS bunker holds him down, but Fairmont's gonna get that nano, gonna charge forward, finds 2 on the manga, looking for a 3rd here, finds 1, and the likes of a Widowmaker a bit caught up in the close range there, as Fairmont's gonna find 3, and it's just absolutely dominant so far coming out of Fairmont, and holding this point, hasn't even gotten a touch yet. I believe for Northwestern, swapping over to that Hazard by Duran Seth and trying to see if maybe this Hazard can get things done. The main now also coming out, see what they can do, but Hazard goes down. PMS also finds Rento in the mix somehow. Nifty takes out Rusty Banana with a punch, and there comes the second dragon, and it's 20 seconds left on the clock for Northwestern. You gotta be thinking of last resort.
You do. This is just last resort time. You see the Diva switch. They're just going to try touching point, getting on there for overtime.
Yeah, as there comes the ante though, and here comes Juno as well, as it looks like that's going to be the one to finish off. Bob tag teaming in as well. A 7-man team to finish it off there. And what a dominant round out of Fairmont, coming off that 2-0 win and winning another in style. And all they need to do is cap just a 1/3 of that point to take this win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Fairmont did such a good job there. You're seeing them just... The support play is just so immaculate. You're seeing some great purples. You're seeing some great sleeps. You're seeing some great heals. Everyone is doing their part perfectly. If you're Northwestern, you need to start thinking and communicating with your team. Now, defense on these hybrid maps, though, is heavily favored. So, they could definitely turn it around here. Not loving the Genji, but they could still very easily turn this around on this defense.
Yeah, they definitely need to find something here. Swapping over now to, looks like you pointed out the Genji as well as the Ramatra for Duran Seth there. As it looks like now either side of Fairmont with a hamster hover, also swap it over to the Wifto. It's, and seeing the Kiriko there, so I'm going for a bit more range, and now just swap it between Life Weaver. You know what, they're probably just picking through things right now, but hey, it's fun to speculate.
Yeah, I would honestly really love to see a Mei here on the side of Northwestern for that defense, but
Relay starting us off with a kick. Gonna be able to find the shot on Tapakius Wacky there. Looking for another one onto the Ana, standing still behind a tree, luckily. Not quite gonna be able to make that one connect, but Fairmont already has the advantage, and the spawn walk is so much longer for Northwestern. And here they are. You talked about that team play. They know they're 1 man up, and they're looking to take advantage of it as Fibermoss goes on through. Gonna take the Life Weaver up for the in the sky 1v1. Ram's gonna be forced to go super mode. It looks like PMS is already in the back and on the supports here. Gonna be able to find Ubermed before anyone can get to him. Is gonna go down by the likes of Rento, but Relay's gonna be able to finish off Rusty Banana, and it looks like Rento slid right into PMS's trap there, taken out as Fairmont looks like they're just gonna sweep Hollywood like they did Nepal, storming onto the point here. A low HP Ramatra is all Northwestern has left, and it's not gonna be enough as Fairmont in stylish fashion quickly takes this point and quickly takes Hollywood and quickly takes us to a match point.
That should say Fairmont, by the way. The names got switched around, so don't be confused about that. But, you know, Hazard is such an interesting character because he has honestly shaped the way that a lot of teams have been playing. He is a very interesting and still a somewhat strong character that people still don't know how to play against quite yet. So it's really rough for some of these teams that don't practice against that Hazard.
Yeah, and the next map being probably looking for something maybe like the push, I would think, here for the side of Northwestern. They seem to like to play at that range more. I don't know if you're thinking of any choices that they could come up with here.
You know, these next maps are going to be rush maps. It looks like they're going to choose Siravasa, but So with Suravasa, I love to see these close quarters fights. Reinhardt, not necessarily a strong character, but still does a great job. Azaria, just these close, these CQC characters that do a lot of damage and can dominate up close. So, and you've seen a lot of that from them, but just they haven't been very successful on it. You've seen a lot of poke, and you've seen hints of that close quarters gameplay with that Genji, with, a little bit of the Junkrat. So, it's just one of those things. I hope that they realize this and go for something a little bit more close quarters.
Yeah, certainly as Saravasa would definitely be that here. The team's already hopping into it. They want to they want to play this one as they are all hyped up from the last two here, and in a few seconds we'll be able to see what these teams are thinking if they are playing to that more close quarters combat, which Saravasa would definitely entail now. As we see some of the hovers come in, what are you seeing?
You see the, I'm going to focus a little bit on Northwestern here because they're the underdogs at this very moment. So really, you see this Bastion, which can put out a lot of damage. Now, he will get countered very, very, very heavily by this Genji and Zen that you're seeing on the side of Fairmont. Now, you can't really anticipate that they're going to go that comp, but you're not seeing a lot of these mobile characters on the side of Northwestern like I would have liked to see.
Yeah, mobility would definitely be key here for them as storming on to the first point already. Flashpoint, definitely that brawl. Styles, it looks like though someone's already on a flank from the side of Fairmont. Gonna try and get into the back line. It looks like it's gonna be Relay finding Pacquius Wackius in the nick of time there, right at the start of the fight. Not even gonna let that Junkrat get a lot of damage down. Playing some Genji of his own.
Widow on the flank.
Yeah, PMS on the flank takes out Rento. Durinset though, Northwestern's finding their footing. They were able to take out Relay, even though that Marmor shows they're gonna get Nifty back up. Durinset finds PMS. Durinset on this Bastion, swapping to the third role so far this game. Might be the one, but Nifty's getting nifty with the Zenyatta. Able to find both Ubermed and Durinset, saving that one for Fairmont there, even though Northwestern got 50% on the board. That's the closest fight we've seen this series.
A big issue that we've seen with Northwestern are these staggers. You do not need to go in and try 1v5ing there. That is just so dangerous, and it puts your team at a disadvantage off the rip.
Yeah, as it looks like now, Northwestern's gonna be walking the Fairmont. Dropping it a little low there for Fairmont, but those supports that we've been hailing so much, we're able to keep them up. As a Relay reflects a ton of damage and opens up Nifty and PMS to find two. Nifty finds a third there. Gonna be dashing around as it looks like it's gonna be another clean fight for the likes of Fairmont as the point ticks 66%. And these flashpoints, Flash is the right name. They're going to capture a lot faster than Control. So talking about those staggers, a stagger just means that much more.
You saw some light at the beginning for Northwestern. They put up a good fight and contested very well. Another stagger, you just gotta give up point. You're not gonna be able to win it. But, you're seeing some of these ults come on. Now, for Northwestern, if they can play those right, then they could possibly have a good push here.
Yes, and 30 seconds until the flashpoint unlocks. And in that 30 seconds, PMS is gonna find Ubermed once again. And that's going to be, Relay as well, finding Pacquius Wackius as PMS has turned on the eyes and is able to see all of Northwestern and using that in a more hunter-seeker style fashion now as PMS is going to look for him, not quite able to find it. But here comes the Genji Blade, going to just rip through the supports here. Relay finds Ubermed. He's going to jump onto the Bastion, but that's not the time to be shooting, is all that's going to get reflected. PMS finishes them off. Relay finds Rento too. Rusty Banana does get PMS, but these DPS on the side of Fairmont are just wreaking too much havoc as the point unlocks with not even a contest from Northwestern. Fairmont, they saw what Northwestern could do, and they decided to shut them down before they could even do it.
I'll tell you what, this Northwestern team got very lucky that Roadhog didn't die. They really just needed to regroup right there. They finally did, but they got very lucky with how they were playing that. Oh!
Ooh. Fairmont's going to be able to get the boop onto Rusty Banana. Durantset, though, like last round, putting in that work, able to find 3 on this Bastion kind of over time here. Is going to set that up now for Northwestern to take this, but the respawns have come in for those DPS on the side of Fairmont right before Northwestern can get the cap, and it is, oh, so tragic as Packies Wackies might find PMS, but that's the little Torb who could is going to help the team get the cap once again as it goes to 80%. And Fairmont is already walking up. They don't even want to give Northwestern the chance to touch here. As it looks like, though, Durdseth is going to find Nifty. There is some punishment, but as now it looks like the DPS are going in on the side of Fairmont. There are no ultimates available yet for Fairmont, and it looks like Northwestern doesn't even get the chance to use any, as everyone is going to fall here before they can even touch that flashpoint. 30 seconds now before the next one spawns. Can Northwestern get some picks that matter here? But it looks like Fairmont's actually the one on the hunt for picks. It's Rusty Banana on the run as the Roadhog trying to find supports. Can't get him in time. Packies Wackiest just going to go for that quicker respawn. The Orbital, though, is going to find Marmar shows with 14 seconds left. Is going to be a bit of a struggle possibly for that Mercy to get back in time. Is that the opening that they need?
Northwestern needs to realize here that they have a heavy ult advantage on this Fairmont team. They need to use some of these ults before Fairmont can use theirs.
It looks like Relay, though, doesn't even need an ult to be Genji blading. Just dashing through the backlight, but here comes Rusty Banana, not quite able to finish off Relay before Relay gets the support. The Kiriko as well did buff up the damage, but not enough there, as they are all going to go down, and now it's just Ubermed with the Nano. They used those ults, but they just weren't able to find the targets. Didn't quite deploy them correctly now, as this flashpoint here is going to hit 33, 34, 35% and counting in Relay finding these picks. And you know, you would love to really see a team fight on Saravasa. You saw Northwestern could pull ahead, but they just keep getting picked before they even get the touch.
Yeah, Northwestern, they're really staggering here. It seems like they're in a constant fight, and that's an issue. You have 2 of your members, you don't have half your team, and you're trying to fight a team fight. You need to do these regroups. That's why it's a team game. You need to play with your team. It's very important, or you're just going to be staggered the entire match.
Yeah, as once again, stuck in that room with a Reaper with ult and just weren't able to combo any sort of crowd control there, as it looks like that is going to be the 3rd flash point for Fairmont. That is going to be Fairmont taking this map 3-0 and taking the series 3-0 against Northwestern. A dominant showing here today. Definitely a statement to other teams in their group and in the league about what this team could do. Is play of the game here coming out from Relay, busting out some Genji of their own. The effectiveness of this Genji Widowmaker comp, of just really finding that weakness in Northwestern of those picks and just playing to it, was a really, really good showing from Fairmont.
Fairmont did a phenomenal job, and they fired on all cylinders, whether you want to talk about supports, tank, or DPS. So they did a phenomenal job, and I'm really excited to see them later on in the season.
All right, everyone, that's all that we're going to have for today. Thank you, everyone, for watching Esports Ohio Week 3 Overwatch 2 Premiere. And don't worry, we'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to come back next Monday for more Overwatch 2, and make sure to check in Thursdays for some Valorant. I've been OP Knees. Thank you, Carter, and thank you, I'm Not Sure, for casting. We'll see you all in the next one.